how are you? Welcome to a brand new vlog. Today's pretty exciting actually. I'm up quite early because an Alison Lee car is on its way to me and they're going to take me to Pinewood Studios. I'm having quite a dinosaur filled day, meeting up with the Fallen Kingdom special effects crew, and I'm going to get to interact with some of the animatronic dinosaurs. I'm going to find out a bit more about how the animatronic team and the CGI team came together to create these super realistic dinosaurs that interacted with the actors in the film. I'm actually going to sit down and have an interview with a lot of the pivotal people that help these dinosaurs come to life and allow you to be kind of engrossed and just believe it, really. Just believe that these dinosaurs are real. I think the key to you enjoying these films and kind of getting really involved in it emotionally is believing that the dinosaurs are real, and they've done that amazingly. It just gets better every single film, so it's going to be really interesting to talk to the team about that, how they achieved that, the difficulties, what was really satisfying for them and all that sort of stuff. So hopefully I'll be able to get that for you and you'll see that later on in the video. I think for a lot of us, Jurassic Park was one of the first films that really blew our minds in terms of what films can do in terms of fantasy and magic and bringing something onto the screen that we know isn't around anymore. For many people that get into special effects, that's also one of the films that probably really inspired them as well. I've just got a text saying it's on its way. I tell you what, it's so nice that they've sent me a car rather than have me commute and do tricky public transport. Really nice, really appreciate this. So these films obviously mean a hell of a lot to pretty much everyone. A lot of people in your industry, it might have sparked something creatively for them. It's got the nostalgic thing. So when you get the email or the phone call saying, do you want to work with it? Is there a level of intimidation, hesitance, sleepless nights ahead of agreeing to take on the role?
Yeah, I would probably say all of those, absolutely. However, I think always those things are outweighed by the thrill of this is an opportunity to be part of something. So if it wasn't, you would never do it. I mean, if you actually sat down, I'm sure, and really thought, I mean, I think one thing that maybe both of us have more than anything is just insane optimism. And without that insane optimism, we wouldn't do the job you were doing, because on paper it just doesn't work. It won't work. So yes, this is it's an amazing email, but it's also for all those reasons, yeah. So you just blindly walk into it again, and one day you turn around and you're here, which is bizarre. Yeah.
No, I got, Jurassic was a huge influence for me, and I remember seeing the first time I saw a dinosaur. I remember it, and it was an amazing, one of the huge influences as to why I got into business. And then I get a chance to work at Industrial Light and Magic, and that's kind of scary as well. And months into that process, I got the opportunity to work on Jurassic, and that's frankly terrifying. But you work at the edge of your terror, and that brings you bring your best game. And I come to work every day to make amazing cinema, to find those iconic shots, and I dream of being able to produce something like this, and I actually have done it. So I'm very excited. I didn't do it. There were hundreds of people working on this film, and they all put
I did all mine on my own.
You did it. It's just Neil doing all of it.
Worn as a bodysuit, you have the ability to be able to puppeteer this as if it were the top arm, and then you have the ability to be able to operate and perform the wrist in a certain way, whereas other people would then be able to add, and you're welcome to have a play, are able to add the claws and the things that come with it. So you can operate these in whichever sequence you can, or in any sequence you want, in order to be able to get a certain feel to whatever you're doing, and whether that is the eventual one in the film, or whether or not it's the one that we just used for the rehearsals. Again, it has a great thing for where Maisie is walking backwards, and it just touches her on the back of the neck. You're welcome to kneel down in front, and I can close the claws around your head.
Now, obviously, because people care so much about these films, they're very vocal about them afterwards and before them. So how much does this guide what you do? Do you read the comments before and after the film?
I think it's really important aspect of what you do. I think if you ignore that, you ignore that to your peril, and also, you know, with certain level of arrogancy, really. I think this is a beloved franchise, if you would call it that. I don't really like the word franchise because it seems to sort of belittle it. It's a love story, it's a love, and the people that love that are the very, very important. It's the same, you know, with other franchises are similar. So I think, you know, when you, certainly whenever you look at it, when we were talking about a sequence that we might want to do, you know, we know that we can do all of those sequences digitally. We don't really need to do them practically. Why would we do them practically? Well, there are lots of reasons why, but one of those is the fact that the people that come to see these movies have asked for it. Yeah. They want it, and I get totally. I mean, of course, it's wonderful and great, and so it's important that you add that element to the film. And our job is to not add it as a token throwaway moment, but in a way, hopefully, that excites them. And they feel like, in fact, it's enhanced their experience of the film. But yeah, absolutely, the fans' opinion, certainly to me, anyway, count enormously. And very quickly, just the fact that I took on this role from Stan Winston and Legacy Effects, who I know are also personally, but also incredibly well respected within the industry, was also an important part, because I wanted to hopefully feel that when the fans go and see it, that we did them proud too. Yeah. So who knows? I haven't got that much hate mail yet. I've got a fake pile of mail that I haven't opened. I'm assuming it's all good.
Yeah, it must be such a thrill when you see the audience feedback and they're loving the work you produce. That must be a large part of it for you guys.
It's a really amazing thing to see the way people react to it, and see the audiences, and to sit in the back of the theatre and watch people see something that you've been part of is it's against what you do.
You're making entertainment. Ultimately, at the end of the day, it's we all want to be loved.
And we all, you know, we had to put our sort of egos to one side at the beginning of this project, because, you know, you can do anything in visual effects, pretty much. Yeah. But it doesn't mean you should. And Neil and I spent a long time working together to try and understand how we could play to each other's strengths. And in a way, we became one department. Yeah, and absolutely. I would pass digital models from ILM to Neil of the dinosaurs. He 3D printed them full scale. And that meant that the sort of faithful recreation of those animatronics went to the next level. I could seamlessly integrate digital effects with Neil's practical effects in a way that I've not seen before, and continue to sort of suspend the disbelief when people are looking at this project, this film. They don't know whether they're looking at a real dinosaur. They don't know whether it's digital, and that's the whole point. You know, they're supposed to have a suspension of disbelief that allows them to enjoy the movie and not be worried about whether, you know, they're looking at a digital craft or a practical one. Yeah,
the illusion is lost as soon as you're thinking about that. You're not involved in the movie.
We took that methodology, that ethos, all the way through the film, and we didn't want people stood on green screens and performing without anything around them. So we built gyrospheres, and we took them to Hawaii, and we towed Bryce through the landscape, and she probably didn't enjoy it very much, but we get a great performance, and so you believe it. And you connect with the performance because of that. So I think you connect with it emotionally, and your enjoyment level is just so much better.
Jump, Owen! Owen, jump!
I wanted to ask you about that, because I know you wanted to improve the look of the gyro car, but the method that you thought was the solution didn't quite pan out, so then you had to do the roller coaster thing. So
the roller coaster was amazing.
But how do you broach that with the actors when you go, this wasn't in the plans, but we now want you to do something really scary? How does that process?
So we sat down, and J.A. was racking his brains as to how we could achieve this effects with a gyrosphere essentially going off a 100-foot cliff, and he said, let's take them to Thorpe Park and let's put Bryce and Justice on a roller coaster and film them. And everyone just looked terrified, because it's, you know, the health and safety and logistics of shutting Thorpe Park down for the day and putting 2 A-list actors on it, and then, you know, how do you rig a green screen onto that? And so Paul Colbold, our special effects supervisor, he's a really lovely, unassuming chap. He just went, I could build you a roller coaster. And we all went, go for it, build it. And his technicians worked out how to get us this perfect moment of 0 G as they go over the edge, and we tested it time and time again with our stunts team and stand-ins, and then we put Bryce and Justice in it and we filmed the first take.
How were they about that?
They were terrified.
Yeah.
You saw the take. The take that's in the movie is, I think, the first take we took with them, because their reaction is honest and
so trusting.
Awesome.
Did you make them do it quite a few times anyway?
I
Even
didn't think
though
they
you
wanted to, but
No.
they did it twice.
They did it twice, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow.
But the first take that we got was the right take, because that was the one that had the most honest reaction, and it was great to see it.
Now, how pivotal was JA in making you feel like you could make those moves, that it was all right to, you know, change the plan and do things that might take a bit longer, be a bit more complicated?
Utterly.
Yeah,
Utterly.
He was behind us the whole way, and if we didn't come up with those solutions, if we took what he thought was the easy option, he would stop us in our tracks and say, you need to go and do this, you need to get some real performance and real physical interaction.
Yeah, I think you begin to understand that right at the very beginning, don't you? That where a director's soul lies, you know, or where the heart of it lies, and certainly with JA, you absolutely you've got a sense that he's incredibly collaborative, without necessarily being overly imposing, and vice versa. So yeah, I think it's a feeling that you get, that this feels right for him, and so certain things almost suggest themselves after a while. I think it's part of, again, I think it's part of what we do to some extent, is to try to get inside the director's head, because everybody's different, every director's different, every personality is different, and you can't just treat one like the other. And so getting to know JA creatively is as much part of the process as actually physically doing it as well. It's important that you're working for him, with him, to create his vision, rather than your own personal goal for something.
Every time you're trying to make him feel comfortable in the way that he's filming things, so that he understands what he's doing, and he plays to his strengths in that way really well.
Yeah.
Okay, I think the time's up, so thank you very
You're killing
much.
me.
Lovely to
Thanks.
speak to you. I had so many more questions, as everyone does, but thank you very much.
Thanks.
As you guys know, Blue here is one of the stars of the movie, but it is afternoon nap time. So I'm going to come here and just offer up some comforting strokes and just, you know, comfort her to sleep. You've been working hard, haven't you, on this blockbuster movie? I'm going to leave you to it. Lovely spending some time with you. See you. Bye.
That's an easy life, isn't it? Puppeteers, hello. We've got a light on. Turn the light on. Someone must have a light.
Why they keep us in a box.
Yeah. But essentially that's a good idea of what it would have been like. You can see the monitors, which allow the guys and girls to see the world above them. Each person is taking a particular part of the of Blue's appendages or her body or whatever, but everybody can talk to each other and everybody can communicate with each other below, and I too, they can hear us when we're talking as well. So this isn't that far off actually the height that we worked at. There would have been maybe 5 or 6 more people who would have contributed to the levers and to the other aspects like the bladders and all of those things.
Half as much space.
With half as much space, absolutely. Yeah, it's a good job you all get on.